Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we'll continue with the revision for the December 2024 Business Data Analytics paper that was tested by CASNEM. And today I'll do question 23. So I'll go straight away to the question and I'll read the question. Elimu Busara Foundation runs a group of secondary schools in the country. Among their schools is Masomo Bora High School. The schools are funded by school fees and partially sponsored by capitation from the government and donations from alumni and well-wishers. Masomo Bora High School is preparing the budget for the year 2025 with the 3 terms commencing January, May, and September. The following details relate to the budget preparation. Number 1, the school estimates it will have 120 students in Form 1. So allow me just to write it here. 120 in Form 1. Then 110 students in Form 2. 100 students in Form 3. And 100 students in Form 4. Full stop. The Form 1s will report in February 2025. That's okay. And the following is the fee structure that is payable by the parents per term. Yeah, so the fee structure for Form 1, so allow me also to put it here. It's 33,500 per parent. So it means that per student will pay 33,500. Form 2s will pay 36,500. Form 3 will pay 43,500. And Form 4s will pay 45,000. Let me undo that bold. Sorry. Under this underline. Yeah. Okay, number 2, parents are usually required to pay 60% of the fee when the school opens. Yeah, so 60%. So let me just note it somewhere here. 60% when the school opens. And the balance at the beginning of the next month. Yeah. So the balance will be paid on the next month. So the balance will be 40%. Yeah. Yeah. So if they paid 60, then the balance of the fee will be 40% and will be paid next month at the beginning of the next month. Form 1s pay 60% when they report in February and 40% in March. Yeah, that's okay. We'll come to do that. Number 3, the school receives a capitation of 16,000 per student per term, which is received at the beginning of the term. So capitation is 16,000 and it is per student. So let me just write here per student. Yeah, it's per student per term. Yeah. So not per month, but per term. So we have 3 terms, January, May, and September. Yeah, so we'll have capitation for each of every of those 3 months. Number 4, on average, the school receives donations of shillings 2.5 million per month, but this reduces to 60% when the school is closed. Yeah, so every month when the school is going on, yeah, when the term is open, they receive 2.5 million as donation. Yeah, so these are in cash, 2.5. But this reduces to 60% when the schools are closed. So I'll just put 60% here later for easy calculations. Number 5, the school has a small farm which it generates harvested produce. It estimated that the produce generates 200,000 per month. Yeah, so it will generate 200,000 per month. So this will be generated throughout the year from January to December, whether the whether the schools opens or closes. Number 6, in addition, the school hires out the bus every weekend for events, earning shilling 60,000 per month, except in December when the bus driver is on leave. Yeah, so it's 60,000 per month, every month, except December. Number 7, the school pays on an average salaries and wages of shilling 6.2 million per month, even when the students have closed. So this will be paid throughout the year. So it will be 6.2 to 6,200,000 as wages per month. Yeah, but will be paid throughout the year, even when the schools are closed. Number 8, the school spends on average 550,000 on general consumables. Yeah, so they spend 550,000, which reduces to 60% when the schools close. So when the schools are closed, when the students are at home, then that amount reduces to 60%. So I'll come to calculate 60% of 550. Yeah, don't worry. Number 9, the school buys new textbooks and also replaces old ones at the beginning of every term for shillings 650. Yeah, so at the beginning of each term, we have to budget for 650 for new textbooks. Yeah. Then number 10, the school provide meals to staff and students at an average cost of shillings 1.5 million per month. Yeah, so meals at 1.5 million, 1,500,000. This catered for the school fees and capitation. That's okay. The amount reduces to 40% when the schools closed. So when there are no students, the 1.5 now changes to only 40%. Very well. Number 11, electricity and water bills average shillings 150,000 per month. So it's 150,000 per month for bills. And shillings 50 when the school is closed. So whenever there are no students in school, they pay a bill of 50,000. Then we also have repairs and maintenance, also amount to shillings 250. So I'll put that 250 here, 250,000, and reduces to 40%. It reduces to 40%. So that will reduce to 40% when the students are not in school, when the school is closed. Yeah. Number 12, the school plans to buy additional learning and staff equipment worth shillings 1.5 million in January and replaced old furniture. So we'll start with the buying learning and staff equipment is 1.5 million. So I'll say 1,500,000 and replace old furniture at a cost of shillings 2 million. So the furnitures will be purchased for 2 million. Then yeah, and this will happen in May. The old furniture will be scrapped at shillings 200,000. So it means that we'll have a cash receipt. Yeah, scrapped mean it will be resold. Yeah, so there will be sales of 200,000 on the old furniture. So in May we'll have 200,000 as cash receipt. Number 13, the school has a loan for which it will pay the annual installment of shillings 2 million. So there was a borrowing of 2 million. No, there's a loan which they will pay an annual 2 million and the interest of, yeah, so there will be a repayment of 2 million. Yeah, that is repayment. And yeah, the loan amount we are not told, but we're told that there will be an annual installment. So that is the repayment of 2 million and an interest of 200,000. And this will only be done in December at the end of the year. Yeah. Then the school estimates that it will have cash balance of shillings 5.5 million on 1st January. Yeah, so balance of 5,500,000 in January. So after you have analyzed the question that way, then you will save a lot of time. So you just go to required, prepare a cash budget for the year ended 31st December 2025 on a month by month basis and also for the whole year. So you just come here and say, what is the name of the school? The school was called Masomo Bora High School. So we love Masomo Bora High School. So I'll bold it. Just allow me to highlight all this so that I can change this to Times New Romans and also change the old documents at least 12 will do. Yeah. So Times New Romans. Where's Times New Roman? I'll change this to 12. 12 is small. Let me do it at 14. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, we love Masomo Bora High School. So cash budget, yeah. So cash budget, you only deal with cash receipts and cash expenses. Yeah. Anything that is on credit, you don't take recognition of. So love cash budget, Masomo Bora High School cash budget. Let me say for the year ended. For the year ended 31st December 2025. Yeah, so this is an area. This is under management accounting. So this question was a question on management accounting. So I'll bold that. Bold. Then after bolding that, I'll highlight this up to that point. Then I'll merge and center. Just to be neat, I'll also highlight this row. Then merge and center. And I'll do the same finally to this. And merge and center. Yeah, that way. Yeah, so that's the cash budget. So the format, so we'll start. We are told that we prepare a cash budget on a month by month basis and also for the whole year. So we have from January, we'll do from January to December. So I'll start here. Let me put it here. So my first month will be January. And let me just use them in caps. So once I'm done with that, I'll just drag up to December. So September. My December ends there. Yeah, simple as such. Then I'll increase the size of the columns. I'll increase the sizes of the column and I'll also do that to that. That way. Then I'll bold this also. Bold that, then I'll create the bottom border. So I'll create the bottom border. Okay. Yeah, so we start with the opening balance, also known as the beginning balance. So you can say beginning balance. Yeah, so we'll do them on month by month basis. So it means that I'll do January, then from January, I'll go to February, March, all the way to December. Yeah, that's how you do cash budgeting. So I'll start with the beginning balance. So the balance brought down Yeah, so the beginning balance. So what was the beginning balance for January? We are given under additional information number 14, the school estimate that it will have a cash balance of shillings 5.5 million. So that's what I will record here. Yeah, the next thing will be the cash receipts. The cash receipts. Yeah, cash receipts. So I'll bold that. I'll create the bottom border. So we go to cash receipts. So we'll start with additional information number 1. That's where we start. So we are told that the school estimate it will have 120 students in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4. The Form 1s will report in February 2025. So the following is the fee structure that is payable by the parents per term. Yeah. So the first cash receipt will be the school fees. Yeah. Yeah. So you say school fees. Yeah, but we have to be specific. We start with Form 1. Yeah, so in January, we were told that the Form 1 class will only report. We know that we'll have 120 students, but they will only report in February. So it is not a cash receipt for January. So it will go to February when they report. So here we'll say 0. We just put 0 as the school fees for Form 1. Yeah. Then school fees for Form 2. Form 2, yeah, so we'll check. For Form 2, we were told that Form 2s pay 36,500 per student. So you say equals to 36,000 times, what was the number of students in Form 2? The number of students in Form 2 was 110, so we multiply by that 110. But we are told that parents are, and additional information number 2, is that parents are usually required to pay 60% of the fee when the schools open. So when the schools opens in January, they will only pay 60% of the total fee and the balance at the beginning of the next month. So it means that the balance of 40% will be paid when? Will be paid in February. So we'll multiply that by 60%. So that 60%, I think I put it here. So multiply that by, sorry. Let me do it again. So we had school fees for Form 1. For Form 2, sorry. Form 2, the school fees is 36,500. You'll multiply by the number of students. The number of students for Form 2 was 110. Then the parents only pay 60% of that times 60%. Yeah, that way. Yeah, so that you get that amount as the school fees for Form 1, the 60%. Then you go to school fees. For Form 3, we do the same. So we look at how much you pay for Form 3 per term. For Form 3, the amount pays 43,500. And the number of students estimated was 100. Yeah. Then the parents are only supposed to pay 60% at the beginning of the term in January. Yeah. When the schools opens in January. So they will only pay 60%. So then you enter. Good. Then we go to school fees. For Form 4. So for Form 4, the fee was 45,000. You multiply by the number of students, which was 100 in Form 4. Then they also pay 60% when the schools opens in January. Get that value over there. Yeah, so I think I'm done with the school fees for January. Yeah, the other 40% will move to the next month, and that is February. We'll come to that. Then I go to additional information number 3, the school fees. The school receives a capitation of shilling 16,000 per student per term, which is received at the beginning of the term. Remember that this term begins in January because we are told that the terms run from January, May, and September. So each student will get 16,000. So we'll say capitation. Yeah, that capitation, it will be equals to, so I'll say bracket, I'll add the number of students. Remember, the Form 1s will be reporting in February, but February is within the first term. So always the government already allocates the number of students joining Form 1 early in February. Even before the schools open, they already know that this particular school will be having these students. So you cannot avoid the number of students in Form 1 when it comes to capitation, because this capitation is a right and it only happens per term. So you can't say that because we'll be in February, the Form 1s will join in February, their capitation won't be catered for. No, the capitation will budget for capitation even for the targeted students for Form 1 who will join in February. So you have to include that. So what we'll do, you'll take the number of students. So Form 1 add 120, you add to 110, you add to 100, you add to 100. Yeah, that's the total number of students. But then you close the bracket. Then you multiply by, we're told each student was getting 16,000 per term. Yeah, each student was getting 16,000 per term, per student. Yeah. So there, the only bone of contention is whether the Form 1s, which were supposed to report in February, are they entitled to capitation? Yes, they're entitled because they're always placed in school at the beginning of the year. Yeah, mostly in December, already parents know where they will be taking their students. And the government and the ministry will also budget for capitation with those students. Yeah, so that was the bond of contention. So when you multiply that, you'll get that. So you'll have a capitation of 6.88 for the students, and that will happen in January because they're very clear that capitation only occurs at the beginning of the term. They say that the school receive capitation per student per term. Yeah, so this term begins in January. So we'll pay that capitation for January. Yeah. So we continue. So we look for another cash receipt. So after capitation, number 4, on average, the school receives donations of shillings 2.5 million per month, but this reduces to 60% when the school is closed. So January the school is open, so we'll have donations. We'll have donations. Yeah, donations. So you'll have a donation of 2,500. That's what they say, donation of 2,500. Then, yeah, this now that but this reduced 60%, we'll calculate that when now we come to the months when the school closed. Yeah, so I say that we do month by month. Yeah, so we just move slowly. So number 5, the school has a small farm from which it generates harvested produce. It is estimated that the produce generates shillings 200,000 per month. Yeah, so farm produce. Yeah, that's our cash receipt. Farm produce. And it gives how much? It will give a total of 200,000 per month. Huh? Yeah, I hope I recorded that somewhere. Yeah, that one. So I'll select that. Now we continue to the next additional information. Which number is that? Number 6, yeah. In addition, the school hires out the bus every weekend for events earning shilling 60,000 per month, except in December when the bus driver is on leave. Yeah, so January also we'll get 60,000 for school bus hire. Yeah, so you write here, school bus hire. Yeah, so it will be how much? It was 60,000. Additional information number 6. 60,000, that one. Yeah. So select that. Then we still look for the cash receipts. I was an additional information number 6. So I go to 7. The school pays on average salaries and wages of shilling 6.2 even when students have closed. The schools, number 8, the school spend on average. So these other one are disbursements, yeah? Yeah, so when you read all through, these are expenses. So it means that our cash receipts will end there. So we have to know the total cash available. So you just come here and get the cash available. Yeah, so the cash available will be the sum of all this. So just highlight all this. Then you go to home, then you auto sum, then you get your value. Yeah, so the cash available was 22,859 million. And you bold that. Bold that. Yeah, then you minus the disbursements. Minus the disbursements. Yeah, when it comes to cash budgeting, in budgeting we don't call them expense, we call them disbursements. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll skip one line and write disbursements. Yeah, and as I said, you do month by month. Yeah. Yeah. You do months by month. So we have disbursements. So I'll go to additional information number, was it 8 or 9? 7, yeah? Yeah, so the school pays on average salaries and wages of shilling 6.2 million per month, even when the students have closed. Yeah, so this one will be paid all through to December. Yeah, so but because I'm working with January, let me just make the entries for January. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Yeah, yeah, to avoid confusion. So the salaries and wages, these are disbursements. Salary and wages will have 6.2 million. Yeah, it's per month. Then the next item, number, is it 8? 8, the school spends on average shillings 550,000 on general consumables, which reduce to 60% when the school is closed. So we are in January when the school is open. So we love general consumables. General consumables. Yeah, so the amount was how much? It was 550. Yeah, for January. Then we go to additional information number 9. The school buys new textbooks and also replaces old ones at the beginning of every term for shillings 650. Yeah, so we are in January. That's the beginning of a term. So purchase of textbooks. Textbooks. The amount, it was how much? School buy new textbooks at the beginning of every term. Yeah, so 650. So we will budget for 650 as a disbursement. Then the next item, number 10, the school provides meals to staff and students and an average cost of shillings 1.5 million per month. This is catered for in the school fees and capitation. The amount reduces to 40% when the school closed. So we are in January. The school is not yet closed. So we'll spend 1.5 million on what? On meals to staff. Meals to students, staff. So the amount, I think already highlighted it somewhere. It was 1.5, so I can just select it, this one. Yeah. Yeah, it makes your work easy when you analyze the question. The additional information, number what? Number 11, electricity and water bills average shillings 150 per month and shillings 50 when the school is closed. Yeah, so electricity and bills. January, the school is open. Yeah, so electricity and water. Is it electricity and water bill? Yeah, electricity and water bills. And water bills totals to, it was 150. Yeah, it was 150 in January when the schools are open. Then we are told that there was also that under that information, there was repairs and maintenance of 250 per month and reduces to 40% when the schools closed. So repairs and maintenance is also a disbursement. Repairs and maintenance. It was how much? It was 250. I think I've captured it somewhere. Yeah, but it will reduce to 40% when the schools are closed. Well, so we continue. Number 12, the school plans to buy additional learning and staff equipment worth shillings 1.5 million in January. Yeah, so there's a learning and staff equipment, and this was done in January. Learning and staff equipment was done in January. It was how much? 1.5 million, yeah? Then, under the same information, we are told, and replace old furniture at a cost of shillings 2 million in May. The old furniture will be scrapped at shillings 200,000. Yeah, so this 2 million, we'll work it when we get to the month of May. Yeah, we'll add it there. Yeah, and the scrap value, which is the resale value. So that's will form part of the receipt. Yeah, it's a cash that is coming into school because they sold the old furniture and get money. Additional information, number 13. The school has a loan for which it will pay the annual installment of shillings 2 million and interest of shillings 200,000 in December. Yeah, so this now will come to December, not January. Yeah, the school has a loan. This loan, we don't know when it was taken. Huh? Yeah, so we can't put it as a borrowing under January. Number 14, the school estimate that we'll have cash balance. Already, we have used that as the beginning balance. Yeah, so I think up to that point, we are done with the disbursements. I'll sum the total disbursements. Sum the total disbursements. Total disbursements. So I'll just sum all this. Then I'll go to own, then just auto sum. I'll get 10,800 at the total disbursement, and I'll highlight that and bold it, but you can see it clearly. Yeah, so after getting the total disbursement, so we'll check whether there was excess or shortage on our budget. Yeah, so just come here and say excess, or in bracket shortage. Shortage means if the receipts, if the disbursements will exceed the receipts, then there's a shortage. Yeah, so how we capture that shortage before we move to the next month is always through the borrowing. Yeah, so let us see if that will work. So excess or shortage. Yeah, so let us see. We have a cash available in January of 22 million and disbursement of 10. Yeah, so this automatically will be excess, so it will be positive. So just pick this value, you subtract this value to get the excess or shortage. Yeah, so we'll have an excess of 12 million. So allow me to put it in italics and bold it, yeah, so that it looks different. Yeah, so that's it. So we'll have financing. So we'll have a column down here for financing. Yeah, this financing, it will come added because you see, you can see that from the additional information, there was a loan which was taken, and that loan, there's an installment which is paid, which is repayment, and there's also interest. So under financing, bold this. Why is it not bolding? So bold that financing. So I'll create the bottom border. So we'll have borrowings. Yeah, if you are told that there's a loan which was borrowed maybe in this month, or these borrowings will occur in which way? Yeah, if you want to have a beginning balance, because you're supposed to have a positive beginning balance in February and you get a negative value here, then you will borrow some money so that you change this the negative, there's shortage, into positive. Yeah, if we work around, maybe there's a month that will come across that, and I'll show you how to do it. Let us see. So we go to repayments. Yeah, repayments is this installment. Repayments is the installment. Then we have the interest. Then we have the interest. Then we have the interest. So under all these months, there was no borrowing. We agree. So it's 0. The same, there was no repayment. This month we're told that they say that the school has a loan for which it will pay the annual installment of shillings 2 million. So it was not a monthly installment, it was an annual installment, and interest of 200,000 in December. It means that everything will be taken to the month of December. Yeah, so even here the interest is not there. Therefore, the cash ending balance will be the cash ending balance yeah, will just be the excess. Yeah, that will be the balance for that year. That will be the balance for that year, the excess. So I'll highlight it. Just want to highlight all the way up to, I don't know where the month of December is. Yeah, we are not yet there. I'll just highlight as we continue. So I'll highlight all the way up to there. Put a bold. So that will be bold. I think that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So you can see that now the ending balance for January will be the beginning balance for February. Yeah, so the closing balance in January will be the opening balance for February. Yeah, that's how you do cash budget. Yeah, so my ending balance, this one, will now be that. So we'll have that as the opening balance. Yeah, so we go to cash receipts. Yeah, because the format is the same, because already what have I highlighted here, most of them have been captured, except the school, the loan and the installment, which will come in December. These other items have been captured, and even for this furniture will come in May. Yeah, we'll adjust that. Yeah, so you just go to additional information. You still go to additional information number one, just to make sure that you are accurate. Number one, you say the following instruments will have 120 students from one to that way all the way. But we're told that the parents are usually required to pay 60% of the fee when the school opens and the balance on the next month. Form 1 pays 60% when they report in February and 40% in March. So Form 1 are now reporting in February. Yeah, so here Form 1s will now report in February. Yeah, so let's say equals to, what was the fee for Form 1? The fee for the Form 1s was 33,500. You multiply by their number, which is 120, but they are only going to pay 60% of that, yeah? Yeah, in that month of February. The other 40% they will pay in March. Yeah. So I'll multiply by 60%. That value there. Yeah, so that's under cash receipts. Then school fees for Form 2. Form 2, remember, they will pay the 40% now in February. So you take the total fee for Form 2, it was 36,500. Then you multiply by the number of students, which was 110 in Form 2, times 40% of that amount. Yeah, it's only 40% that we'll get in February. The same applies to Form 3, say equals to the fee for Form 3 was 43,500. Then you multiply by the number of students, which was 100. Then you multiply by the 40%. The 40%. Then Form 4, you do the same. The fee for the Form 4 was 45. And you multiply by the number of students, which was 100. Then you multiply by 40%, which was the remaining balance. Then you get your answer. So up to there, I'm done with that. So when it comes to capitation, there will be no capitation in February. The school received capitation per term, yeah? So we are done with capitation. So there's no capitation in February until we get to May, which is the second term. Yeah, then on average, the school received donations of 2.5 million per month, but this reduces to 60% when the school is closed. So it means that even in February, the school is in session. So let me say capitation 0. There was no capitation 0. So let me just put it to be clear. Then donation will still have a donation of 2.5 because the school is on. Then after that, the school has a small farm which generates harvested produce. It is estimated that the produce generates 200,000 per month. Yeah, so even in February, we'll have 200,000. Then the bus hire, yeah, we move so that we don't miss out on anything. We are told that In addition, the school hires out the bus every weekend for events, earning 60 per month, except in December. So it means that February will also have 60,000. Then, is there any other expense? No. Yeah, so those are the only cash receipts. Yeah, those are the only cash receipts because there's no any other value up there for the month of February. So I just drag this and it will sum the amount. Yeah, so I go to disbursement and I continue with additional information. Yeah, so additional information number 7, the school pays on average salaries and wages of shilling 6.2 million per month, even when the students have closed. Yeah, so it means that this 6.2 was paid all through. So instead of coming to fill it all over again, I'll just fill it up to December. So let me fill this 6.2 up to December. So I'll drag it up to the month of December because even when they close, 6.2 is still paid as salary and wages. Yeah, let me just drag it that way, just to save time. Okay, yeah, but we are working with the month of February. So I'll go to the next item. Yeah, the school spends on average 550 on general consumable, which reduces to 60% when the school is closed. Yeah, so even for this February, we are still in school. Yeah, so the consumable will still be, general will still be 550. Then there was another additional information. Where was that 550? Yeah. Yeah, then the school buy new textbook and also replace all ones at the beginning of every term for 650. Yeah, so that only happens in January. So for February, it's zero. Yeah, we don't do anything. We don't buy books. Meals to student and staff. The school provides meals to staff and students at an average of 1.5 million per month. This is catered for school fees and capitation. The amount reduces to 40 when the school is closed. So February, the school is not yet closed. So we still spend 1.5. Then electricity and water bills, I think it's the same. Electricity and water bills at 150 per month and 50 when the school is closed. So it still be the same amount, 150. 50. And repairs and maintenance will also be 250. It also changes when the school is closed. I think so. Let me see. Repairs and maintenance. Yeah. The school plans to buy additional equipment in January and replace all furniture at a cost of 2 million in May. Yeah, that one will capture in May. Yeah, the school has a loan that is for December. Then I think that we are done with February. So there's no any other learning and staff equipment which were bought. They were only bought in January. They were not bought in February. So I'll just drag this. Then once you drag that, you just drag to see whether there's excess or shortage. So we have excess of that. So there was no borrowing or repayment during this month. So we just have 0, 0, 0. Yeah, so I then you drag the ending balance. Yeah, so moving forward, I want to save time so that I don't, I've now shown you how we do month to month analysis. Yeah, so moving forward, we go to March. Now I'll move with a little bit speed because I'll take more than 1 hour plus in this question, which is not necessary. Yeah, so the ending balance will now be for the opening balance for March. So for school fees for Form 1, Form 1s will pay the 40% now in March. So they will pay the 40% in March. So you come here. So you will say the form ones were paying how much? They were paying 33,500 times they were 120 times 40% because they already paid 60. So the remaining part was 40%. Where is 40%? Yeah, 40%. Yeah, so that's the remaining amount that they're supposed to pay. Yeah, for March. Then for Form 1, Form 2 to Form 4, they are done. They are done with school fees for the whole term because this term ends in March. Yeah, they close in April. They close for 1 month in April, then they open on May. So it means that there will be no school fees paid here. Here there will be no school fees. There will be no school fees. There will be no capitation because it's only per month. Then what about donations? Let me go to donations and check. On average, the school received donation 2 per month, but this reduces when the school closed. Yeah, so for even in March, the donation will still be 2.5. Yeah. Then farm produce, they will still get 200 because we are told that this farm produce, let me see if it is for the whole year. Add a small wage rate is that it produces 200,000 per month. So it seems this 200,000 is for the whole year, even when the school closed or what. So I'll just drag it to stop wasting time. I'll just drag it for the remaining months, 200,000, so that I don't come back to it. Then the school bus hire, we're told that the hires out bus every kind for 6 per month except for December. Yeah, so that 60,000 will be even when the school is closed, but except for December when the driver will be on leave. So I'll copy that 60, then I'll drag, but I'll drag up to November because December it was 0. There was no expense on that in December because the driver was on leave. So yeah. So I think up to that, we have the cash available. Let us see the cash available. I just drag that. Then now I'll go to March. Now the general consumables. Let me see if the general consumable. The school spends 550 on general consumable, which reduced to 60 when the school is closed. Yeah, so it will be 550,000. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll take 550 so that I don't come back. So I'll copy this to the months when the school is ongoing. So it's only April that I'll leave. I'll copy it for May, June, July, then August, the school closes, yeah. Then when we come back to September, yeah, the school is open. Then we'll have that. Then October, November also the school opens because we are told that the term ends, it starts on January, May, September. Yeah, so September, October, November. Yeah, those are the 3 months. Yeah, so October also, December also, there will be no 550. So that's what I will, the spaces I'll fill with the balance for the 40%, the reduction. Yeah, that's just to save time. So we go to, because I'm still dealing with March. Yeah, let me just do this. Let me, what I've skipped, let me see what I've skipped. Yeah, so for these other months, general consumables. So let me see, the general consumables will be how much? which reduces to 60%. So 550 is represented by 100. So what about 60%? Yeah, so you just have 60% of 550 to get what will consume those other months when the schools are closed. So you just take 60% times 550. Yeah, so it will be 330,000. So for those other months, the consumable, general consumable for the 3 months when the schools are closed, the general consumables will be this. Yeah. So I'll copy that here also. I'll copy the same. Yeah, to save on time. This paper is all about speed and accuracy. Let me see if I left anything, any adjustment up there. So April. Yeah, so I'm done with the fee. So I'm done with that. So I'll continue. So I'll go to purchase of textbooks. So textbook, were they purchased monthly? The school buys textbooks and report at the beginning of every term year. So that one will not apply. So for the month of March, we'll have 0. No textbook will be applied. What about meals to student? March, still a term. And I recall that the meals were supposed to spend 1,500 when the school does not close. So what happens to April when the schools closes? Yeah. So let me see that the school provide meals to staff at this cater from school fees. The amount reduces to 40%. So the 1.5 million is 100, then it reduces to 40. So just take 40% of 1.5. Yeah, so just come and say equals to 40% times 1.5 million. Yeah, during the holiday, you see what they spend during the holiday on meals. Yeah, so April is holiday, but when it comes to May, now we go back to the same amount. We go back to the original amount, and I'll copy it up to July. I think that's July. Yeah, then August will be the 600, and because the school is closed, then I'll copy this up to November, 1,500. No, why is June 600? No. There's a mistake. Let me delete this. Yeah, so we have 600 for April. Then May, 1,500. Even June is 1,500. Then when it comes to August, they have closed school, so it will be 600. Then it will be 1,500 for September, October, yeah. Then November also, it will be 1,500. Then when it comes to December, when the schools are closed, then it reduces to 600,000. Yeah, I think that's okay. So I'll go to the next item. Still, I'm on the month of March. Yeah, I'm on the month of March. So what next is electricity and water bills. So electricity and water bills average 150 per month when the schools are not closed. When they're closed, it is 50. So I just fill them also. Yeah, so for March, it will be 150. April, the school is closed, so it will be 50,000. Let me just fill it. May, we go back to 150. June, 150. July, 150. Then August, they have closed school, so it reduces to 50. Then September, you open, you go back to 150. You go back to 150 in October, you go back to 150 in November. Then you go back to 50 when the school is closed in December. Yeah. Yeah, simple as such. You move with that speed, so you'll be able to fill these other values and you move faster. So repairs and maintenance, I think the same. Repairs and maintenance was 250 and reduces to 40% when the school is closed. Yeah, so it will be 250 for March. Repairs and maintenance will be 250 for March. But for April, it will reduce by 40%. So I just take, say, 40% times 250. Yeah, when the school is closed. So it will be 100,000. Yeah, but now in May, the terms open. So we'll go back to spending 250. The same occurs in June. The same in July. Then the year now it will be 100 because this is August when the school is closed. So then I'll go back to 250. Then I'll go back to 250. And yeah, this already have given me to copy me 250. Then the last one, the school is closed in December. I'll only spend 100. I'll only spend 100. Then learning and staff equipment, were bought in January, but this furniture is the only adjustment that we'll do. That was done in May. So we don't have, for that much, we don't have learning equipment. So I just put 0. Then you just drag. Then you also drag this. Then you drag also this. Yeah. So the ending balance, now you can see now the balance reduces. Yeah. So it's now from April. Now the ending balance will be 9. I hope I've captured everything. It will be 994.45. That one. Then school fees in April. April is when we have, there's no school fees for April because April the schools are closed. We'll pay school fees at the beginning of the term. Yeah, so our work is going to be easy because already we have the values there. So I'll just put 0, 0, 0, and 0. School fees for Form 4 is 0. Yeah. Capitation also will be 0 because this capitation is per term. Huh? They gave it per, sorry, that is donation. Yeah, what did they say about donation? In addition, now the school received donation per month, but this reduced 60% when the school is closed. So I'm in April when the school is closed. Yeah, yeah. So I'll also fill this donation all through. So it reduces to how much? 40%. April the school is closed. So it reduces to 60%. Yeah, so I'll multiply that by 60%. So I just come and say 2.5 times 60%. Yeah, so that's what we will pay. That's the donation they will get when the school is closed. So what happens in May? May, it goes back to 2.5. Yeah, it goes back to 2.5. June the same. April, July the same. Then when it comes to August, the school is closed, so it will, you have the value for April. Then when September school opens, it's 2.5. Then October also 2.5. Then is also 2.5. Then when the school's closed, it reduced to 60. So it will take for the August, which is 150. I think that's okay. That's okay. I've filled all that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm in April. And I think for April, I'm done. I'm done with the, because it's only May that I will do the adjustments. May, yeah, there was an adjustment of all furniture. That's what I'll add. Yeah, so I can just calculate the cash available. So I'll just drag for the month of April. See what we have. Then purchase of textbooks. These textbooks, were they purchased per term? Yeah, at the beginning of every term. So in April is the end of the term. So here also we'll have 0. Yeah, we'll have 0. Yeah, so these are the values are okay. Yeah, learning and staff equipment, they were purchased in January. So I'll have also 0 there. There was no item purchased. So I'll drag that also. Then I'll drag that. Yeah, so my budget, my opening balance keep on reducing. Yeah, that's the nature of budgeting. Sorry. Let me notice. So we have cash balance, then we have total disbursement to be that. Then excess is that. Then borrowings, there were no borrowings here. So I'll also put 0 and 0. There was no borrowing. So I'll drag this. Yeah, so that we have that 39.25. So that's what I will bring here in May. And remember, May is the beginning of the term. So we are going back to school fees. Yeah, we are going back to paying school fees. And the format for paying school fees remain the same. 60% this month. Next month, the remaining 40%. Yeah, so I'll pick that as my opening balance. Then for Form 1s, yeah, for May, they will pay what they paid in February. Yeah, you don't have to go back to calculate. So you just copy. Just copy. So you'll copy for February, that one. Then allow me just to copy for June, the second installment, which was 160, that one. Yeah. Then I'll do the same for Form 2s, the one that they paid in January, that will be their first installment, the first month. Then I think I can drag up to Form 4. Yeah. Then we'll have this. Yeah, we'll have for the second installment, which was 40%. We'll have that value there. Then you just drag. You'll get 1800. Yeah, that's okay. So when it comes to capitation was also, I think it was also per term. We only paid it once per term for students. Yeah, the school. Yeah, per term. Yeah. So capitation also at the beginning of the term. So we'll put it at May. Yeah, we'll put it at May. So that capitation, we just copy the amount because already we calculated the total. Yeah, so capitation, sorry. Why am I in June? Capitation is supposed to be in May. Yeah. Yeah. Capitation is in May because it is per term. At the beginning of the term, the government give a capitation of that amount. So that capitation won't be given again up to September. So I'll put 0. So we'll have 0 in June, 0 here, and 0 here in August. Yeah. Then in September also, we'll have the same amount for capitation. Yeah, let me just fill everything to save on time. Yeah, because we'll be here till midnight. Then in October, there will be no capitation. Yeah, November, no capitation. December also, no capitation. Yeah, so I've filled that under capitation. Then I would append to school fees. Yeah, so in July and August, we won't have school fees. So we'll have 0 because you have paid all May and June. So we'll also have 0 here. But when we get to September, that's a new term, yeah? So we'll again pay school fees. So we'll pay that amount which was paid in May because the school fees did not vary, yeah? Yeah, they give us a standard figure. So I'll just copy that and drag for the month of October because it was being paid in installment. Then November, no payment. Then December also, no payment. So the same will happen to this. So we'll also have 0 here, 0 in August because we have cleared school fees. Then when it comes to September, we'll budget for a school fee of that for the form 2. Then I'll just drag. Yeah, I'll drag that. Let me see if I drag it, give me 0, 0. Yeah. Yeah, it will give me 0, 0 here. Yeah, for these other ones, I will have 0 and also 0. Let me undo that. Yeah, so when you drag that, let me just put 0 because we are not paying fees in November and December. Then the same happens to the form 3s. So I'll pay fee in September and October. September and October. So we'll have this. Then I'll drag. Then I'll have 0. Yeah, meaning no payment of fee. Then meaning also no payment of fee. Then the same will happen to the form 4s. They will also pay the first installment of 60% in September, then the second one of 40% in that month. Sorry. Supposed to be positive. Yeah, so I think I'm done with receipts for school fees, capitation, donation, farm produce, and school bus hire. So when it comes to May there was an adjustment because I'm getting to the month of May. May there was an adjustment. They said that in May, the school plans to buy additional equipments of learning of 1.5 in January and replaced all furniture at a cost of 2 million in May. So it means that in May, there was a disbursement of 2 million, but the old furniture scrap was sold for 200,000. So I'll have to insert a row here so that we can adjust that. Yeah, so I'll do that here, down here. The low cash available. I'll insert. Yeah. So we'll have sell of furniture, yeah, because that's a cash receipt, and this occurs in the month of May. This occurs in the month of May. So say equals to, that's May. So amount was how much? They will receive 200,000. Yeah. So let me just write it here, 200,000 instead of going back. Yeah, but the same month of May, I'll also under disbursement, I'll also insert a row under disbursement because there was we buy some furniture at a cost of we replace all furniture at a cost of 2 million. So purchase of furniture 2 million. Purchase of furniture was how much? It was 2 million. And you have to be specific with the months. The month is month is May. Yeah, it was 2 million paid in May. Good. Yeah, I think that's the only adjustment that I was supposed to do, because these other adjustment, the other, yeah, for May, that was the only adjustment. So what about learning stuff and equipment? These were only bought in January. Learning, where they January and replace, yeah. So they were not bought per term. So I'll just put 00. I'll copy 00 all through. Yeah, so I'll just drag this all the way up to December. Yeah, so I think there's no any item that I've left out. There's no any item that I've left out. Yeah, these spaces, like for where there was furniture, yeah, there was no any other furniture bought. Yeah, so those spaces will be 00. So even if I leave them blank, it's okay. It's very okay. Yeah, so I think we have done that adjustment. So the only I'm now doing May, then I go to June up to December. When I get to December, I'll include the installment and the interest. Yeah, you'll see how that works. So let us see for the month of May, because we have adjusted everything. Purchase of textbook. Yeah, these textbooks also, they were being bought at what menu? Let me see. The school buys new textbook old ones at the beginning of every term. At the beginning of every term, yeah. So we'll have that 650 in May and September also. Yeah, May and September. Yeah, because we had January. So yeah, also we'll have 650. Then we'll have 0 here. There will be no purchase 0, 0. But when it comes to September, beginning of the term, we'll also have another 650. Then here we'll have 0, 0, and 0. Yeah, I think that was the only one missing. 0. Yeah. So now that we have the values, let me drag that. Now that we have the values here, I think there's no any other adjustment because salaries and wages are adjusted. General consumables, yeah, and I've even included when electricity and water bills. Yeah, I've divided them. The old furniture. Yeah, I think I've captured everything. So let me now finish the budget for May. So for May, how are we going to handle it? So you remember I've added insert a row here. So I'll have to sum again, yeah, just to be accurate, yeah. So I'll sum again up to that point, yeah. So I'll go to home, then auto sum. Yeah, you see it's giving me that value there. It's not supposed to be that way. So let me undo that. Let me just come here and say equals to sum. Yeah, I'll get the same value because there was no change in January. Yeah, there was no change in January. So I'll get that value. So once you get that value, you can see those other values change automatically. So I'll just drag that. Yeah, those values are captured. So that when I come to May, I just drag because there was that 200. It will be captured. Yeah, so May will have that as the cash available is 23 million. Then there was a furniture also which was purchased here. So I'll have to adjust this. Yeah, also the total disbursements, I'll say equals to sum. So disbursements start from here all the way up to there. Then I'll enter, then I drag. Yeah, those values will not change. But when it comes to May, I'll drag, cancel. So I'll drag this. Yeah, it will add the 2 million. Yeah. Okay, so we have total disbursement. So what was the excess? You just drag because it already copied the formula. So the excess will be 12, that amount. So borrowings, there were no any borrowing in May, or repayment or interest. So you'll have 0, 0 there. So that when you drag, you get the 12.59. Yeah, because I've adjusted everything. So I'll go to June, and I think I can just drag. When I drag, it will just give me the opening. Yeah, this value here. So it will give me that value there. And because I've adjusted everything, there's no any other value which I've left out. Yeah, is now even the school fees I've adjusted. So I'll just come here to, yeah, and drag to get the total cash available. Let me extend that, increase the size. Then I'll do the same here. I'll drag this. I'll also drag that. You just drag now because you have done all the adjustments. Then you include this 0. Yeah, because there's no loan in the month of June. There's no loan or interest. Then you drag. So once you drag, that's the cash ending balance. You get 13,460. So that 13,460 is what you just come here and drag. Yeah, it will just appear automatically. Just appear up there automatically. It will appear up there automatically. So yeah, so because there's no, yeah, we have adjusted everything. July, there was nothing in July. So just come and drag, come to the total and drag once you get the end balance. Then you do the same here. You do the same here. Then you say 0, 0, and 0. Then you drag this as the ending balance. So that ending balance, this 75 is what will appear now for the month of August. So you drag it here. For August, you drag it there. It will just come automatically. So you follow suit. You do that. Do the same here. Sorry. You drag that. And you drag also that. Then you have 0, 0, 0. Then you drag. Yeah, so that is the end balance. Will now form part of September. Yeah, September. So you don't even copy, you just drag. Yeah, that value will just come. This value here will just come up. Yeah. Once you get that value, you drag this to get the total. You can see in September, when the term is beginning, we have so much money. You can see we are back to 21 million. Yeah, then you look at the disbursements, you also drag, then you get the difference. Then you have 0, 0, 0. And then you drag that way. Then the same procedure continue. You come here, you drag to get the opening balance for October. Then you just come here and drag. You drag that. Then you also drag this. Yeah, your work is easier now. Just drag and it adds and subtract. Then you put 0, 0, and 0. Then you drag that. Correct. Then for November, you just drag. That other value will appear automatically. Then you drag here. You drag that. they're the same. Yeah? It's funny that the values are the same, but it's okay. Then the excess will be 7. Then we have 0, 0, 0. So that you have 74,95,000 there. Yeah. Then you go to the last one, which is the last month, which is December. Here you will drag this. Yeah, then we were just told that there were borrowings, so it doesn't affect this other wing. So you drag that, get that value. Then yeah, also you drag that. Then you see whether there was excess. Yeah, there was no shortage. Yeah. So when there's no shortage, so we can use the excess to pay now to make the repayment so that we have the end balance. Let us see. So the borrowings, they were not given we don't know when this money was acquired. Yeah, but we are told that, so borrowing, we just say 0, but we are told that there was an additional information number, is it 13? We are told that the school has a loan for which it will pay the annual installment of shillings 2 million and interest of 200,000 in December. Yeah. So from what we have, from our budget of 1950, we'll have a repayment. That's the installment. It was how much? It was 2 million. Yeah. So we'll subtract 2 million. So I'll put it into negative. So I'll just say equals to bracket 2 million. Sorry. So just say bracket 2 million. Yeah, that's the installment, because the installment is the repayment. Installment is the repayment. Then an interest, there was an interest of 200,000. Yeah. So you also subtract that interest, yeah, of 200,000 in the month of December. Yeah. So we put a bracket, then you subtract 200,000. Subtract 200,000. So you can put it negative. Let me just put negative 200,000. Yeah, borrowing, we don't know, because this amount we are not told how much was borrowed. So we are just told that there was an annual interest and an installment of, and that installment is paid in December. Yeah, that installment is paid in December. Yeah, the school has a loan for which it will pay the annual installment. It was not a monthly installment. That's why I've included it here. So yeah. So once you are done with that, you just drag, yeah, and you'll get the end balance now. Yes, the end balance. It's not supposed to be 1915. That's not true. So oh yeah. It's not supposed to be that. It should supposed to be that all this, yeah. So let me see if I change this into positive 2 million, because it will copy the formula. Delete that. Yeah, so we have 2 million. 2 million. That is 2 million. Then we have 200,000. 200,000. Yeah. So those are expenses. So we had 1915. So I'm not going to drag, because I dragged because this was 0, 0. So it means that I was just adding them to 0. So I was supposed to subtract these two. So Because it's the last one, there's no need of repeating the formula. So you just do the honorable thing. Just come here and pick the excess minus, because you are paying installment, minus 2 million minus that, which is 2. Yeah, so you'll have an opening balance of negative, an overdraft of negative 285,000. Yeah, but now, if you are asked, maybe if you want to start the new year, then you can talk to your bank, because the bank gave you a loan. Now you have paid the annual installment and you have less. So you can change this into positive by including borrowing. Yeah, so you can borrow some money here, like let us say 500,000, so that they take their 285 and they give you the balance. You start the project, you start the cash budget afresh. But this is how you're supposed to handle that question, and you get yourself 20 marks. Yeah, you get yourself 20 marks, and this is cash budgeting. So I'll bold that, then I'll create a top border. We'll create a top border. It has taken us time because it was a long question. And I'll also create a bottom double border. I need to create a bottom double border for that. Yeah. So I'll do the same for disbursement. Yeah, let me also do that for this, but there's no need. Yeah. I think you have followed up. So I all financing, the borrowings, payments, and interest. Yeah, so that's how you're supposed to handle that question. And if you're watching this video for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. Let us get to 1,000 subscribers. If you are having challenges on BDA, and even you have done advance, you are free to register now for our January intake, because at my institute, I'll prepare you well to pass your business data analytics in your first attempt, because I cover everything that the examiner examines. So thank you so much. Take a minute, subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment down on this video, and let us interact with each other. Thank you so much, and have a blessed morning.